But he got to learn it with the feet so he knows when and why he's taking that risk.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah.
That's where people like myself come in because I understand it. And they would say, why you trying? The reason I don't say much more, Stephen, because I don't never want guys to think I'm trying to.
You hating on him?
I'm trying to take your
this is
time.
knowledge.
This is all it is.
Was particularly anxious to fight Shakur because it's frankly probably a fight that Shakur is going to win.
Devin Haney, Conor Ben, there's a lot of fights that Shakur can be involved in and beat all these dudes, man. Beat all of them. Has a chance of beating all of them, right? And solidifying, his mark in the sport, being, the great of his generation.
Boxing pros are divided on the outcome of a potential Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney fight. Both are young, undefeated champions with intelligent styles. Stevenson is noted for his defense and sharp timing, while Haney utilizes speed, a strong jab, and ring control.
I actually don't know. I mean, my mind says Shakur probably win, but then I see the great work that he did with Loma, or that he fight with Loma, and overcome a lot of different obstacles in that fight. It could be hard for Shakur. Shakur, right? Shakur Stevenson. As they call it. It'd be hard for him for the long range, the height, how big he is, stuff like that. And then what makes me think even more is when Shakur say spar with Crawford, and he had lots of problems with Crawford. Even though Crawford wasn't punching him hard or whatever, but you know what he had problems with? He had problems with the long arms and the height of Crawford. So he couldn't counterpunch like he wanted to. With Crawford. Crawford probably would have hit him hard, but it's different, he's longer and stuff, it's harder. So that could be a problem for Shakur that we don't know.
Devin Haney publicly called out both Shakur Stevenson and Keshin Davis as potential next opponents. He stated a bout with Stevenson would be the next biggest fight in boxing before also targeting Davis. Haney issued this challenge on social media following Stevenson's most recent victory.
The Dream confirms what I've been saying. 3-division world champion, former undisputed lightweight, former WBC junior welterweight, and reigning WBO welterweight world champion, first ballot Hall of Famer once he retires, superstar boxer, top 5 pound-for-pound best fighters in the world, Devin the Dream Haney, 33 wins, no loss and no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout. He calls out another first ballot Hall of Famer of his era. Ironically enough, Devin Haney is 27, and the person he calls out is 28 years old, who's another first ballot Hall of Famer, Olympic silver medalist, 4-division world champion, former unified super featherweight, who simultaneously up until yesterday held the WBC 135-pound title and the WBO 140-pound junior welterweight title. At the same time, superstar boxer, 4-division champion, who will be a first ballot Hall of Famer, Shakur Stevenson, who is 25 wins, no losses, no draw, 11 wins by way of knockout. So Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, as I said, and Devin Haney confirmed it as you see there, this is the next super fight in the sport of boxing.
The matchup is expected to be highly tactical, as both fighters depend on skill over pure punching power. Boxing professionals believe their contest would be a strategic chess match.
Haney, of course, calling out Shakur Stevenson. Shakur saying, anytime you want it, we can get it done. Bob, a little bit of this, a little bit of yakking back and forth, right? I mean, how awesome would that be? These two names,
we've been talking
stunning
about this fight for a while.
Tantalizing.
It's tantalizing.
I tell you, it's juicy.
I tell you, this fight now is even more juicy than it was the first time around when they were talking about it. When they were talking about it the first time around, Haney was red hot as undisputed lightweight champion, and Shakur was the boogeyman who was very good, but was having trouble locking in those big
insider
names.
boogeyman.
Right. I gotta be honest, man. Like this could, if this happens right now, this is the right timing too, because both are at a good moment in their careers.
Very high.
It's actually
and there's a title on the line.
It's actually simmered better than it had back.
Analyst Paulie Malignaggi believes now is the ideal time for a Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney fight, as both are established champions and stars. He says their styles and accomplishments create a matchup that is significant for fans and meaningful for the sport.
It was really, really something that you wanted to see. But now, because of Shakur's recent performance and Haney still being undefeated and having righted the ship, winning as an underdog against Brian Norman, I rate that. I rate when you take on a fight as an underdog and you win it. I rate that. You know, that's why Haney, for me, got into the circle of trust, because he wasn't trying to milk the whole business like Gervonta Davis has. So he's taking on these kind of challenges. He's winning them. He built himself up to that level to now, okay, take on all comers. Win or lose, take on all comers. He's got that win over Norman as an underdog. You can say what you want post in hindsight. In foresight, a lot of people were picking against Haney. He gets that win. Shakur, in the meantime, makes his name bigger. Got to pump those numbers up, and he pumped those numbers up by winning the Shakur the Teofimo Lopez fight. Now, you know what? Okay, now there's an interest from both fighters. A lot more money, a lot more at stake, a lot more, again, ambition. I like to use that word ambition today. And I think a lot more people will be interested in it than the first.
Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson have a long history. They began as young prospects training and competing in the amateur ranks before turning professional. Over the years, they have monitored each other's careers, building a mutual respect as fellow champions.
I like Shakur. I think he's good. I've been knowing Shakur since I was a kid, so I always knew that he was good. I knew that he would be at the top one day. So yeah, for sure. Yeah, me and Shakur, we've been sparring since, bro, I think my first sparring session, we were like 12 years old, maybe a little bit older, but something like around there, maybe like 13 years old. So it's been times when he got the best of me and I got the best of him. But I cannot, judge him off of those sparring sessions. I know he's gotten better, just like I can't judge Ryan off of the fights we fought when we were kids, because I know that he's gotten better, and so have I. If you judge off a sparring session, I mean, you're gonna be in for a long night, especially a sparring session when I was.
Roy Jones Jr. contends that Shakur Stevenson must improve his footwork control. He observes that Stevenson moves too far out of range after defending.
Shakur Stevenson is a very good fighter, but he got to learn, and I will hope he will pay attention to this, because this is going to mean a lot for him. Mm-hmm. His feet are good, but sometimes they take him too far out of range to be able to come back and counter. Mm-hmm. The last guy he fought, the guy was a good puncher, so when he was jumping back, he was jumping too far back out of range to where he couldn't come back and get something right away. You understand me? And for the fans, it starts to look bored.
That's how I'd say. I feel like he was running.
He really ain't running. He just don't understand that distance. Somebody got to teach him. And I would teach him if they ever brought him to me to teach him. But he got to understand what I'm trying to tell him. I'm not trying to criticize him.
Right.
But when you say something bad, they take it as criticism.
Right.
No, son, you got to understand how to not jump. Okay, people know what the thing that dig the hole, the excavator, right? Yeah. If you move that thing back too far, you can't reach the job. Right. It's got to work, but it got to stay on the job while it work. You can't take it out of, if you working with this, because this part keeps it on the job, the feet. This do the work. If you take the thing and move it back, it's off the job, it can't work no more. Right. So if you move back every time off the job, it ain't gonna never get no work done. So now it's gonna become boring. Right, it ain't doing it.
This habit sometimes causes him to miss counterpunching opportunities. Jones believes staying slightly closer would enable Stevenson to land counters and capitalize on opponents' mistakes more effectively.
It started on the hold and it moved to another one. When we gonna get a pond dug? We're not, because it's taking off the job too much. You gotta leave it on the job for it to get a pond dug. And that's his only thing. He a great fighter. He got great eyesight. He has great reaction time. He gonna be a great fighter. He just gotta figure out how to use them feet a little different.
Is he the best defensive fighter out of all four of them?
Right now, defensive, yes, because his defense is with his feet. That's what people don't understand. Defense isn't with your hands, it's with your feet. And he has the best foot defense of the game. Mm-hmm. So if he uses it for defense, when it's strictly defense, yes. But when you want to make it offensive, you can't do the same. You gotta cut it in half. And that's the only thing he had a problem with. Once he learns that, or figures that out, he gonna be a killer.
Would the skill he has now make him the best out of them four?
Right now, no. Because some people gonna say, boy, and the reason the rest of them don't wanna fight him is because they know he know that back foot game so well that he's not gonna engage until he wants to engage. Mm-hmm. And that's a good thing too. But for the fans, and to be
not right now,
the ratings, you gotta be able to engage when they need you to engage. Mm-hmm. You can't, and you're gonna become.
Shakur Stevenson is confident he can outbox Devin Haney. He feels his defensive skills, speed, and precise counterpunching provide the advantage. Stevenson has stated that by controlling distance, negating Haney's jab, and picking his shots wisely, he can technically dominate and prove his superiority.
For me, personally, I'm on a different level than everybody.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to boxing, because Devin, he's a boxer.
Masterpiece, man. He looked so smooth, calm, and relaxed, man. That was beautiful. That was the one boxing lesson that you future guys, young guys and the amateurs just turning pro, watch that, man. That was beautiful. You heard his father say in the corner, what happened to your fast hands? That shit didn't work, man.
Just overall, like, just given the styles you know in boxing so well, like, was there any way that Teal could have put on a better performance, a better plan, and gotten a better result?
No, I don't think whatever he would have brought to the table would have worked, man. You know, Shakur just got a great boxing mind. You know, that's just it. He's got a great boxing mind, and you want to see put his mind to it, he's gonna get the job done.
What is it gonna take to beat someone like him?
I don't know, Brian. Probably want to stay away from that kid, man.
Yeah.
Stevenson has emphasized that any move up to 147 pounds would require a rehydration clause in the contract. He believes substantial post-weigh-in weight gains can create unfair advantages in power and size. The clause would ensure both fighters enter the ring at a similar weight, reflecting Stevenson's strategic approach to maintaining fairness against naturally bigger opponents.
If y'all want me to come to 147, I'm coming there with rehydration clause. I don't even do that. But why am I going up to these guys' weight classes if I'm not planning on going there? So any of y'all want to fight me at 147?
Yeah, rehydration.
10 pounds.
10-pound rehydration. Like the IBF rule, basically.
You got to understand, that means on fight night, when we get in the ring, they're going to be 157, maybe 158.
Max.
No bigger than 160 that night.
Right.
I'm cool with that.
So if we could get it like, all right, like the IBF rule, 10-pound rehydration.
Yes, but think about it. If there's no rehydration clause, these guys going to get up to 170 pounds.
Yeah, 175.
I'm in the 140s on fight night.
Yeah.
So if I'm 140, they 170. Bro, what am I in here wrestling around with these?
Right.
Come on, bro.
How did you feel at 140 though? Like compared to 35, did you feel any difference? Or was it like in your body, like does it feel any different at all or was it the same?
Both of them I'm gonna be straight because the weight is easy to make.
Bill Haney, Devin's father and trainer, has taken a firm stance against rehydration clauses. He refuses any restriction on how much weight his son can regain after the weigh-in, believing fighters should rehydrate naturally to compete at optimal strength. This position could complicate negotiations if Stevenson insists on such a clause.
He's on the list. Is that a fight you guys are seeking, or are you leaving it alone since he's saying that it would require Devin to get a rehydration clause? Is that something you're willing to get on a phone and discuss how many pounds exactly?
Well, when you're speaking about Debo, you might hear a whole lot of that's inconsistent with things that you say about normal fighters. When you talk about a generational talent like Dev, you would expect those that are elite to look to have, to be on a level playing field. What you weigh is what you weigh, and how you get down the next day is, it's what it's all about, and that's what that.
Stevenson's team views the clause as essential for fairness, particularly when moving up in weight, to prevent drastic overnight size advantages. Bill Haney's refusal likely makes negotiations complex, potentially delaying or preventing the fight. Trainer Wally Moses notes these clauses are designed to prevent one boxer from entering the ring with a significant size edge.
That's truthfully what he's doing, because he's saying that he wants to fight, and he's saying that he's willing to fight Devin Haney. He did an interview on Cigar Talk, said he's open and willing to fight Devin Haney. Devin Haney is an exceptional fighter, but he can't beat him, right? Shakur's saying, but I'll beat him. Devin Haney immediately responds, and he says, you're an exceptional fighter, but 1,000% I'm going to beat you, right? Now, here's the thing. Shakur Stevenson is saying he wants a 10-pound rehydration clause. which would mean Devin Haney can't weigh more than 157 the night of the fight. Is Devin Haney going to concede to that? I doubt it. So there's a major obstacle in the way. But nonetheless, as you watch these two fighters fight, you can clearly see, outside of cheating, they're more than likely not going to lose.
Just now, you know, he came up there with the aspect like he's a really big guy, but he's not a really big guy, you know, so I don't want to think he got so much power and he's so strong, you know. He's not no killer, you see him? Seem like a killer to you? Not to me, so.
Former champion Tim Bradley believes Shakur Stevenson is on a path to become one of boxing's biggest stars, potentially surpassing Terrence "Bud" Crawford in popularity. Bradley argues Crawford's media shyness limited his mainstream fame, while Stevenson's social media activity and visibility helped build his profile. Stevenson's skill and engagement could make him a defining face of the next era.
Just about Shakur and his I would say projection. You know, the irony is it's crazy because, you know, back when, you know, I was helping somewhat mentoring Terrence Crawford, you know, Terrence Crawford surpassed everything I done did and more. Interesting enough, Terrence Crawford mentored Shakur, and Terrence Crawford is on Mount Rushmore. Yeah, he is for sure. But I feel like Shakur, just like Crawford was with me, Shakur has the ability to pass Terrence Crawford.
I like Shakur in that fight. You know what I mean? Shakur is very skillful. He's very smart in the ring, and he comes to fight every time. So.
I think Shakur is massively underrated in terms of his achievements and his ability. Everyone in boxing knows how good Shakur is. He is pound for pound, top 5 in terms of quality. But look at the achievements of the young man. At 28 years of age, he's already a 3-division world champion. This is to become a 4-division world champion. Quite remarkable. And Teofimo always rises to the occasion. Sometimes you see a little bit of a lackluster performance when he's not motivated, when there isn't kind of any legacy on the line. This is different. This is a sold-out Madison Square Garden between two of the elite fighters of our generation. And the best thing about this fight is we're seeing them in their prime.
Deontay Wilder has praised Shakur Stevenson as one of modern boxing's smartest and most technically skilled boxers. He highlighted Stevenson's exceptional distance control, timing, counterpunching, and defensive use of head movement and footwork. Wilder believes Stevenson's high ring IQ makes him difficult to beat and exciting to watch, suggesting he could become a defining fighter of his generation.
We had that 4-king era, but nobody mentions Wilfred Benitez. And the fact remains is Wilfred Benitez beat Roberto Duran as well. And Roberto Duran is 1-4 against those guys. He beat Sugar Ray Leonard the first time. Outside of that, Roberto Duran, he lost. He quit against Sugar Ray Leonard. He got knocked out brutally by Tommy Hearns. He got outboxed by Marvin Hagler and outclassed by Wilfred Benitez. Right? But he's overshadowing Wilfred Benitez. And I felt like these guys, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Tank, and Teo, overshadowed Shakur Stevenson. And now Shakur Stevenson has shined the light by dominating Teofimo Lopez and Xing him out.